You've probably been told that real health change takes big effort, strict diets, complicated routines, and constant discipline. But what if that wasn't entirely true? What if something as small, as simple, as one single fruit, could quietly trigger a chain reaction inside your body, one that continues working long after you've finished eating? And here's the part most people don't realize. For those of us over 50, the body no longer just responds to calories, it responds to signals. Signals that tell your heart to relax, your brain to stabilize, your gut to repair. Today, we're going to uncover what really happens inside your body within minutes, hours, and over time, when you eat just one date a day. We'll break down what it does to your arteries, your digestion, your bones, and even your energy levels. And I'll answer the exact questions many of you have been asking. When should you eat it? Which type works best? And what if you're concerned about blood sugar? Let's explore the science behind what I call the 24-hour date reaction. Within the first hour after eating a single date, something subtle but powerful begins to happen inside your cardiovascular system. Dates are rich in naturally occurring compounds called polyphenol. These are not just antioxidants in the general sense, they act as protective agents within your bloodstream. Now here's where things get interesting. Unlike processed sugar, which enters your bloodstream rapidly and forces a sharp insulin spike, the natural sugars in a date are bound within a fiber structure. That means your body receives energy slowly, steadily, without the sudden surge and crash. But the real story isn't about sugar. It's about cholesterol. Specifically, LDL cholesterol. When LDL becomes oxidized, it becomes sticky. And that stickiness is what allows it to attach to the walls of your arteries, gradually forming plaque over time. But certain compounds in dates have been shown to interfere with that oxidation process. In simple terms, they help prevent LDL from becoming dangerous in the first place. So instead of reacting after damage begins, your body is quietly reducing the likelihood of that damage occurring at all. Think of it as a subtle protective layer forming inside your blood vessels. Not overnight, not dramatically, but consistently, day after day. And for someone over 50, that consistency is where real protection begins. Now let's shift focus to an area many of you have become deeply interested in. Your gut. Often called the second brain. And for good reason. Because what happens here doesn't stay here. It influences your mood, your immune system, your sleep, and even your mental clarity. One date contains a modest amount of fiber. But this isn't just any fiber. It acts as a prebiotic, which means it feeds the beneficial bacteria already living inside your digestive system. And when those bacteria are nourished, they begin producing compounds known as short-chain fatty acids. These compounds don't just help digestion. They travel beyond the gut. They communicate with your brain. They help regulate inflammation. They contribute to emotional balance. And they support deeper, more stable sleep. This is why some people notice something subtle when they begin this habit. Not a sudden burst of energy, but a calmer, more steady feeling throughout the day. Less fluctuation, less irritability, more balance. It's not a quick fix. It's a quiet adjustment happening at a microbial level. And over time, that shift becomes noticeable in ways you can feel. One of the most common questions I've seen is this: is one date really enough? Or should I be eating more? Here's the reality. For individuals over 50, your body becomes more sensitive to nutrient density, not just quantity. And a single date provides a surprisingly concentrated source of key minerals: potassium, magnesium, and a mineral that is often overlooked. Copper. Copper plays an essential role in how your body uses iron. And that matters because proper iron use is directly linked to energy levels. That mid-afternoon fatigue many people experience? It's not always about sleep. Sometimes, it's about mineral balance. Potassium, on the other hand, helps regulate blood pressure. It supports the relaxation of blood vessels, reducing strain on your heart. Magnesium contributes to muscle function, nerve signaling, and even sleep quality. Now imagine this. Not a large dose once in a while, but a small, consistent intake every single day. That's how long-term support is built. Not through extremes, but through repetition. And over time, that repetition creates a foundation that's difficult to replicate with supplements alone. Now let's bring this into real life, because knowledge only matters when it's applied. First, timing. If you want to maximize the effect of this daily habit, eat your date in the morning on an empty stomach, or about 30 minutes before light activity, like a walk. This allows your digestive system to engage with it directly, without interference from other foods. Second, type. If available, choose medjool dates. They tend to be softer, less processed, and naturally higher in moisture, which supports easier digestion. Third, if you're monitoring blood sugar. This is important. Dates are naturally sweet. But there's a simple strategy. Pair your date with 2 walnuts. The healthy fats in the walnuts slow down sugar absorption, creating a smoother, more controlled energy release. No spikes. No crash. Just steady support. This small adjustment makes the habit accessible to many more people. Health is rarely about dramatic changes. It's about small decisions, repeated consistently. One date may seem insignificant, but inside your body, it sends signals. Signals that influence your heart, your gut, your energy, and your long-term resilience. And the most powerful part? You don't feel it instantly, because the real benefits are building quietly in the background. Day after day, creating a foundation your future self will rely on. Now I'd really like to hear from you. Did you expect something this simple to have such a layered effect on your body? And if you've already tried adding a daily date, have you noticed any change in your energy, digestion, or overall balance? Share your experience in the comments below. Your insight could help someone else take their first step. And if you value clear, science-based guidance designed specifically for those over 50, make sure to subscribe and join this growing community. Because here, we don't chase trends. We build lasting health, one simple habit at a time.